Vodafone, The Road to Odense, Betway, MSI, Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.
Fnatic have seemingly done what was the unthinkable here, showing up with what is close to being 2 stand-ins, but now are permanent members of this lineup, have toppled the likes of a FaZe clan in a very convincing fashion, 16-5 on Mirage. And well, Chad, if we have to look at this any closer, which we're going to, why did it all crumble apart at the seams for FaZe?
This is a fantastic way to debut a roster, right? The fact that Brolin's come in, they're able to grab a map on... Technically, I would say this is FaZe's best map, or it's their home map for sure. Fnatic were able to come out here. Krims with a fantastic performance, doing the things he does best from connector. We saw that within the first half. Brolan with significant performance as well. You're not going to sleep on a kid who's just got 17 kills in this kind of game. I think it's like a soft opening for a team, right? You know, the fact they get to do it in the realms of online, they get to be a little bit more comfortable about it. It's not too flustered for a lot of the newer members to this. It's a good start, and it's good signs that they're able to go in this way. A couple of points I wanted to touch on was Twists, who had 6 opening kills in that game, and I don't know if we can bring this up. I'm not sure if the Wizardry is able to make it happen.
They can do it. They can bring up that.
On our lovely little iPad here, I've been able to head over to hltv.org. Let me just try and scale this one. And they have a lovely little heat map kind of thing going on. And this is what I've actually selected to show you. Sorry, as I just get this in position. Now, these green dots are the opening kills by Twists within this game, right? He has actually gotten 6 in this game, and I was just looking through every single one of these opening kills from all these positions. His team was able to convert the round. I believe it was split 50-50, 3 on the T side and 3 on the CT side. Okay. We can get rid of this now, but you can just see that he's getting it done all across the map in different positions. And I think that's a great way, because you're going to look towards this kid. He's never really been, in my eyes, like a ride or die AWPer. He's kind of been more of a hybrid, right? So with JW, I assume that maybe he's going to go back to his primary AWPing role now that Draken isn't in the team. Going to have to maybe watch a few more games to see how this pans out. Because there was, or at least within the Swedish team right now, all the teams are finding themselves in positions where they don't have a primary AWPer. They're kind of mixing the roles over positions. You know, you look at NIP right now, Dennis is doing it, Forrest is doing it. We know Lekra can pick it up, Rez can pick it up. Same thing with the previous iteration of Fnatic. You know, we're seeing Flush do it, we're seeing Krims do it. When I would like most teams to have about 2 people at most who are picking it up on a regular basis. In this team, that makes sense. JW and Twist picking up the AWP makes a lot of sense. Keep Krims on the rifle, he's fantastic. Brolin doing the same, and get Exist just doing that support, nitty-gritty work, and you have a good mixture of players for this team. So, good start, but I suppose one thing we could discuss before we go, you know, into the second map, Trace, is this whole honeymoon phase that seems to play in with a lot of teams.
Well, you say a honeymoon phase, we're not talking about that of the team. In fact, this was not the best showing, one might say, but you know, these things happen. 16-5 was the score in the first map, and if we talk about this Fnatic lineup and their new team, well, you say potentially honeymoon phase, and I say that what if they're actually going to keep this loose style?
Yeah, but that, you know, only time will tell. I think the thing to look at, or this phenomenon, it hasn't just happened. This isn't just one-off and we're talking about. This happens all the time. You know, you see new rosters come together and they have these fantastic starts. And I want to, you know, kind of look at this debut, and I want to compare that to that of FaZe Clan, who we said have been through all the trials and tribulations. They've had arguments, they've had fallings out, they've had problems. Their relationship is one, you know, where there's no romance. You know, it's all gone. There's no spontaneity. Everything's fallen apart. They're resting on their laurels of the base, the foundation of which their relationship was built. You know, they need to reinvigorate themselves mentally. Maybe go see, you know, a couples therapist.
Yeah, work it out. Is this marriage counseling or what?
Yeah,
but
this is the thing with the honeymoon. These are guys who have just come together. They're a fresh roster, and the way that I always look at this is a brand new relationship where you're on your best behavior. You know, you want to be holding that door open. You're paying for every meal, and the way that translates to Counter-Strike is everyone's communication is on point. If someone makes a mistake, you're not riding that person. When the time goes on and, you know, it starts to change, the dynamic changes, people get a little bit edgier towards each other. When things start, things are fresh, everything's nice, everybody's being buddy-buddy. This is what Fnatic are going to be going through for the first, you know, couple of weeks of this new roster, and it definitely plays a factor.
Well, the factors are this, and the boats are in. We're going to Inferno, Chad, 16-5 on Mirage, pretty handily in favor of Fnatic. And I guess at this point, if we're looking ahead to Inferno, is this a chance for FaZe to come back online? Do you think perhaps they were a little bit asleep at the wheel there in the first map?
Well, the thing which really surprises me is Fnatic were able to grab that victory after a really solid CT half. Now, last night's sample size with the new economy update led me to believe that, hey, maybe things are trending in the way of the T sides. But here, you know, they've basically stifled that immediately. Coming into the second map, I still have to favor FaZe. They're going to have more depth of strategy. They have more firepower across the board. Even though they came out flat in this first showing, they're still the better team because they've been together for longer, and they should actually be able to take this one just off of those things. Now, Fnatic come out and blow them out of the water again, then it's just a slow start from FaZe for the evening, and I don't know what to say, because yesterday they had some very close games, a lot of 16-14s within the matches they were playing over different leagues, different tournaments. It doesn't make sense that they coming out today and getting blown out of the water in such a fashion.
Well, that's not what anyone likes to see. In fact, we would like just a bit closer of an affair here. We do have roughly 1 minute, but that's where I'm going to use this time to tell you to go pick up a Fnatic and a FaZe jersey, and maybe even some cool merch over at shop.eslgaming.com, the one true place to pick up all the goodies that you can really buy apparel-wise. Now, in terms of buying apparel, not sure what's going on within this side of the desk, but in fact, we do have the commentators who can really kind of guide us into this Inferno matchup. Fnatic, FaZe, you know, guys, talk to me about this matchup and what could be different going into the second map.
I think hopefully FaZe are going to be a little more warmed up, right? Individually, we saw Rain come to life in a couple of rounds, but other than that, everyone was pretty silent. Guardian, again, another big factor, especially on the CT side of this map with the AWP, and he was coming to life in that second half, but it's not like FaZe really had the sample size to give Guardian a go, right? He only had a couple of rounds on that AWP, so hopefully they can step up, because on Fnatic's side, they're all fragging.
Well, we're going to be getting into this one, Hugo. FaZe versus Fnatic, and the battleground going to be on Inferno. That's something that is going to be interesting to me. How does this new look Fnatic roster do on this map versus, you know, the more seasoned, the more experience, you know, in terms of how long they've been together, FaZe clan side. This was always, well, I was going to say a map that was pretty kind to FaZe, but then you think about the amount of times, you know, like losing the major here, that was pretty devastating as well. So, you know, maybe not as kind as my memory initially tells me.
Well, those odds still favoring FaZe over on Betway. Interestingly enough, after that previous map, but got hope in them to bounce back after a bit of a slow start, and that's kind of what we want to attribute it to, a slow start. But let's not take it away from Fnatic. They did look very nice and crisp in that previous map, and will it be the same story here? We've got that long smoke cutting off Library. Guardian has to either fade back through it or try and hold onto this archway to stop any kind of B wrap, and that is the aim of the game here for Fnatic, a wrap towards the B bomb site. Guardian, great shots. He finds 3 with a USP out of nowhere, shutting down the B split. It's only left to these 2 players pushing up through Banana, but Twist is making it work.
Twist is answering back with some nice shots of his own now, and Bomb Plant going to come on in. This is far better than Fnatic ever should have done on the back of Guardian, finding those 3. Twist going to continue hunting. Nico even going to get Glock down low. Guardian continues this reign of terror. It's going to be the 2 heavyweights over here. Clash of the Titans inside of this B bomb site as Twist left to try and clutch out in a 1v2. That's the peek on round. Guardian has tapped on that bomb, and Twist going to get the ace. Oh my goodness, look at him go. Fnatic find themselves the pistol round. And he looks at Guardian, he says, anything you can do, I could do better.
Yeah, 4 kills for Guardian, 5 for Twist. The ace and the pistol round, I mean, we just talked about how, yeah, okay, there was no one really going crazy for Fnatic in the previous map. Crims was looking pretty good. Brolin held his own weight, but no one was going insane. Well, there we go. That's already a terrifying prospect to FaZe, because they've just been aced by the pistol king of the Fnatic roster. It is Twist. I mean, already getting tagged down the middle, and yeah, FaZe. I mean, if there was any map you were going to full CT eco, this would be it. I feel like that could be a bit of a development when it comes to this economy, right? Some maps you're going to eco more, some maps you're going to buy more in terms of forcing after losing pistol. Inferno, you should not be buying on these rounds. Yes, it's winnable to win force buys, sure, but if you want to have a lot more dependence in your rifle round, you need that utility, and in order to even get that, you need to full eco this.
See, you know what? I would rather see a partial buy here.
Really?
Yeah, because, right, so...
Sell it to me, Harry.
I think you need the extra utility. I think, you know, you take maybe like a pistol, some armor, you see what you can do with that in this round. You know, you're only going to be up against the SMGs on Fnatic. It's a good shot for you to maybe get around, and then you go for the buy in round 4. That's what you used to buy on anyway,
so
but now you've got that much more utility.
You still have that full eco coming up afterwards.
Yeah, you still have the full eco.
Yeah, I think the reason we're not seeing that at the moment is because a lot of teams are like, really happy at the fact that they've got an earlier buy, and so they're trying to take advantage of the earlier buy rather than necessarily the better buy, which can come if you do still double eco. So that may be the argument. What the hell's happening here?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I don't know how this is happening, Hugo. It's JW left in a 1v2. We're speaking about force buys, we're speaking about partial buys, but turns out just vanilla pistols might be enough to get the job done here for FaZe. Now they've scavenged a few of these rifles. You can see Guardian sitting on that AK, and somehow these USPs have done an absolutely fantastic job. JW left in a 1v2 that never should have been, and he's only got 15 seconds left. Throws out that smoke to try and isolate these fights, and Rain just taps him down with the P2K. So maybe you don't need any buy, Hugo. Maybe it's just, you know, your vanilla pistols, your P2Ks, your USPs. I don't think they had any utility.
I honestly don't know how that happened. They didn't even buy, Harry. They didn't spend any money.
Well, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, a lesson in how to full eco. Brought to you by FaZe Clan.
Or how not to anti-eco by Fnatic.
Yeah, I think it was definitely more the latter.
Guardian's on the AWP. He got 4 kills in the pistol round, so he had plenty of money coming into this. Not only the AWP, Harry, but the AWP with armor, with full utility. I mean, he's got everything. That's a great start for FaZe, and considering Fnatic's, well, I want to say buy, but I think that would be overstating it. AK on Twist. That's about it here for Fnatic. Pistols around this, and already looking up on that B-bomb site. Not going to find too much early on. Fnatic.
It is just like classic CS, you know, as we're speaking about these different ways you can play the economy, just something that should never happen happens, and it's like, oh well, you know, what do we know really? Like,
that's the thing that like people look at analysts and they're like, oh, you know, you got this prediction wrong. It's like, well, you can't, you know, some things in this game just don't make sense. Like, you know, anyone can beat anyone at any point, and that's something you have to be aware of. That's an awful smoke. Fnatic really messed that one up in this round, and that may cost them, but actually it helps them because Twist takes down Guardian with the 1 AK. He gets a big frag onto the AWPer. Will be traded eventually. Crim's going down in the spawn, one of the couple of armored players here in the round for Fnatic. And now they give up on that B-bomb site because they've already got the bomb up on short, so Fnatic do want to commit towards A. They've got the AWP on JW. This is a really good opportunity.
Yeah, it almost certainly is. They do still have 2 players left to try and overcome. That's going to be Nico and Rain. Not the easiest 2 by any stretch of the imagination, but now it's only Nico left, and he gets isolated there in the back of that bomb site. Carrigan and Olaf 2-on-3. They're going to try and go for it, because I think you really have to at this point in time. You don't want to be losing straight back, you know, getting anti-eco'd yourself. But no, they're going to make this in a save. They back away. Well, do they? Olaf is looking a little bit dubious, but yeah, they're backing away. This is going to be a second round for Fnatic. They instantly steal one back.
What on earth is going on, Harry?
Yeah, it's just wild. A real roller coaster of a game thus far.
But this is what we want, right? After that absolute decimation from Fnatic in the previous round, or previous map rather, we didn't really want that again for either team, to be honest. Like, it's kind of cool to see Fnatic come out of the gates in their first map with a new team and, you know, do really, really well, but 2 stomps back-to-back is not fun. Over on the B stream, Harry, we've had a bit of a stomping ground there. G2 managed to 16-2 NIP. I realized because I got a lot of tweets saying, please disband, because I'm still tagged in that NIP tweet.
Yeah.
Always nice, you know. Love it. But, yeah, either way, this one looking like a far closer affair to start things off. A bit of a tech pause as Fnatic take a break, because they're like, how the hell did we lose that second round? How the hell did we win that second and third round? And everything's all kind of up in the air right now.
Plus, you mentioned all those NIP tweets. And shout out to all the social media managers out there who do a good job. I can't imagine what it's like.
They must put up with some real
I mean,
abuse.
you know, like I just don't think I could ever trust humanity again after some of like the messages or tweets that those guys must get.
There was that bit of justice though the other day. That guy who worked for Avangard messaged
Config,
I
saw
like
that.
some death threat, and he was a social media guy for Avangard. So some of them turning to the dark side, and he got fired after that, which was really nice to see.
But it's really nice to see. Yeah,
no, it is really nice. I'm very glad that guy got fired.
Here we go. Yeah. Pushing on up towards the top of Banana. And actually, going to be Olaf dishing out some justice of his own. He gets that trade on to exist. And Fnatic going to continue to edge on forward in spite of losing the man who's so often at the helm of these boys. But Olaf's gone barreling through his own smoke, and he does manage to pick up one. JW there to trade. So we keep it even. We keep it 3-on-3 right now. The bomb still dropped back towards T-Ramp. So Fnatic, plenty of time, plenty of decisions, and decent chance here at finding a round. You look at the buy left for FaZe. They do still have the 2 rifles up, though.
And with Crim's lurking in the apartments, it makes things very difficult for FaZe to rotate or even play for information in middle here. And that's why we have such a passive setup. Because in a 3-on-3, you can't cover all the positions if you are FaZe Clan, so you kind of have to gamble, and that's what they've gone for with Nico rotating to join Guardian on this B bomb site. They've got Trust in Rain to solo Anchor A, and this is probably the best setup you can have if you're FaZe right now, considering the weaponry. But the problem is, Fnatic are not walking into it. JW's solo on B, and while he'll probably go down here to Nico, it doesn't really matter because that bomb is about to walk up on A. This could be a very, very interesting round after all if Crims can find this kill, because once Rain goes down, that bomb plant can come through. FaZe on a fast rotate. Rain just has to stay alive, but he can't even do that. Crims has dropped him. That spot from Nico as well. He's going to see the plant go down on the site. 6 seconds left as the bomb gets punched in. And now 2 players on the retake from FaZe.
Yeah, Crimson Brolin. I have to try and hold down this site. There's a bit of a gap in that smoke, but as the resite comes on in, things go from bad to worse for Nico, and now we have to look to Guardian. Try and shoehorn them back into this round. Instead, he's going to get decapitated the second he rears his head over at short, and Crims actually goes 1 step further as he locks in that 3rd round for Fnatic. Doesn't allow any save to come through either for the FaZe clan side, and now it is just going to have to be an eco here from FaZe.
Not fun. Full eco. Hold on to all money that you can. Try and get that weaponry and the utility in the upcoming round, especially that AWP that we saw earlier from Guardian. It's been a back and forth affair. Finally, the team has taken 2 rounds in a row, that being Fnatic. As a result, we're going to have $2,400 into FaZe's accounts in the upcoming round. So AWP will be possible in Olaf. He can drop that over. He's going to have $6,000, so as long as Guardian buys him up, we should be fine. Fnatic hesitant to play their own AWP, but again, it is T-side Inferno. Kind of what you expect here. A bit of a shooting gallery for JW. He finds 2 on short. This A site is being cracked open, and Fnatic are not giving up the pressure on B. Still exists, regains control of top banana, keeps some pressure with utility, and this just stops FaZe from rotating. They don't want to leave the B site completely empty, even with these 2 kills lost on A, just because of the early damage done, and JW going to find another one. It's just looking easy as can be. Exists catch Carrigan moving aggressively on that B bomb site, and Guardian, good position of all 1, but oh, he actually gets it. He's got an AK now. He can make some money. This is all worth its while for Guardian. That smoke is going to come in at the the Molotov coming in at just the right time as his smoke blooms. And 4-1 for Fnatic, Harry. A very good start to this T-side of Inferno, but let's not look too deep into this because we're early.
Yeah, we are still early days. You can see FaZe is going to be getting this buy, and you have the AWP thrown over from Olaf. That's going to now be picked up by Guardian. It looks like they're going to make an effort here to set up 3 players early on over towards B. Guardian takes his peek in through middle. See FaZe putting a much bigger emphasis on taking control of Banana. They get a man down towards the bottom, but in the meantime, Fnatic, they're aware that this means there's only 2 players on A. They're going to try and test the defense, and they might come to regret that. While they do find Olaf in the back line, they just cannot get past Guardian, who's bombarding them at the front. And it's just Crims left up in a 1v4. Bomb down at his feet. He has 1 minute and 15 seconds left, so all the time in the world. But sadly, time is one thing, companions are another, and he's got none left.
Just trying to catch anyone who's overstepped their mark on B, but FaZe, this is not something you do when you've not established an economy, and that's why most of these players are so passive apart from Nico. He's going to get the bomb for it as well. He's got so much infra from that push. FaZe want to keep as many players alive here, but this position from Nico is so valuable because it's little risk. He can easily dive back into the apartments, and because he's playing such a pixel angle, he just gets the information, and maybe the kill of Crim sneaks into it. He's being very careful, very cautious, and he looks away at the wrong point. So, free kill from Nico. Round 1 by FaZe Clan, and there's 2 on the board. They keep 4 alive as well. Things are looking up for the CT side. Fnatic, I imagine tactical pause is theirs because their money's in a bit of a state. We've got 3 players with 5k. Exist can buy a rifle with armor. But then JW can't get a thing above, well, Khalil here. But yeah, I'd say you buy here if you're Fnatic. You can get 4 AKs, 3 of them with good utility. And hey, maybe even you buy the AWP, JW drops over an SMG and someone goes aggressively, quickly for information down on that B bomb site. It's not like Fnatic don't have options here in round number 7.
Yeah, I think if you're Fnatic, you really don't want to have to skimp out on the utility all too much though, right? You know, it's that round there, FaZe, a lot of the success coming on the fast play down Banana. That's something that Fnatic were taking for free. So you're going to want to have the utility to properly, you know, keep the pressure up for FaZe at Banana. You don't want them just to be allowed to keep seizing control of that early on every single round. So if you're Fnatic, they've gone for this buy. They have a pretty decent one, as you say, Hugo. I imagine we're going to see... there's all that early utility raining on in to Banana, and that heats things up here. W does drop Carrigan. Olaf going to go ahead and pick up the trade back. Overstaying his welcome a bit, but still putting in a hefty amount of damage, still doing work. We're into a very, very early 4-on-4, the minute and 25 seconds left. Fnatic now with all the time in the world to try and figure out how it is they want to poise themselves into round number 7.
Oh, Guardian. He's curious. Looks down into middle. He finds nothing, but now Fnatic have moved into mid. That's the worst possible timing that he could have gotten. They're already pushed up the apartments as well. Guardian might just be overwhelmed here, but exists. He's so low, and Guardian finishes off the job that Olaf Meister started. Smoke back down on middle, but the repeat comes in right before it blooms, and Twist gets a hell of a lot of damage. Some bang for his buck there to Guardian. 8 HP left up. He might actually rotate down on B as well. This is going to be opening up a big portion of the map here on A. They can easily get this arch wrap potentially, and we've seen Fnatic try it before. Bomb pick back up. Smoke on long. And that's going to force Guardian to at least commit himself to watching for the CT spawn wrap here rather than playing on that B bomb site. Olaf Meister is in Banana, so it's okay there. And now Fnatic looking with 25 seconds left to take short.
As Nico and Rain hold fell flat a few rounds ago, they have to try and pick it up. Barreling on in, Rain wants his back. He's gone ahead and dropped the bomb down at his feet. In only 12 seconds, he'll easily wipe the floor with Brolin, and that's going to be FaZe picking up their 3rd round. Worth mentioning, Guardian having an absolutely stellar performance early on, currently top of the board, sitting at 110 ADR, along with Olaf, who's around about 120. So, good showing early on from these two. I think that's definitely what was missing. As well, you think back to Mirage, Guardian really was never there for the first half. I think he came into it the second half with 4 kills to his name. Which is never good, especially when you take into account that Nico kind of is going to have that drop off now as a result of being the man leading this team. It's just pistols this time for Fnatic. This is a shot now for FaZe to start to build up this money, start to have things go their way. JW. Okay. Let's got one with a deagle. You always get a little bit worried in these sort of rounds.
Three players here committed for FaZe. They kind of give up the bomb site. Nico's gone down. That is a huge gap now for Fnatic. They can get a short part in unless Guardian can stop them all here, but he can't even land the shot. A bomb going down at the back of the site. Now Fnatic in a very, very good spot considering what little they invested in this round. An AK's been picked up on Exist. JW desperately hunts for a deagle shot. Olaf Meister, that nade's going to do a lot of damage as well. But oh no, it just goes a bit too far. Exist surviving and only losing 2 points of health. The Molotov has to go in instead, but the shot's there for Olaf. Brolin responds, and now stuck in a 1v2. He cannot hold against the oncoming FaZe clan players. That retake will come in nice and smoothly, and only 1 casualty in the post plant. Not a bad round for FaZe by any means.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Fnatic, you're very happy with that, right? They had, what, invested into this round, PT50 and a deagle. That's it. So, they get a bomb plant, they keep FaZe modest, and that's going to be the key thing, I think, if you want to look towards the impact in these later rounds. The money now for FaZe. Still in that spot where it gets called into question if they lose this, what the decision would be. You'd have enough to buy on 2 players. Carrigan already being naded out once again. Re-emphasis on this utility up toward the top of Banana to stop FaZe He's in control of this early on, and Olaf having to tuck into that smoke, does now just manage to back away. See the rotations here from Guardian. He takes up position in CT. He's going to get damaged through the smoke. Olaf spying out JW, but meanwhile, Crims is really throwing a spanner in the works here for FaZe. It was starting to look like they could have readjusted. They had a good read, and now he's increased his tension over here towards A, leaving all the pressure onto one man.
And FaZe are full rotated as well. Olaf's gone deep into the CT spawn to allow him to actually play this A bomb site if Fnatic do commit, and that will be the case. Molotov's out from Brolin. This guy's been spotted, but he's going to get the shot off before Guardian eventually gets a trade, and they're still down a man here. Guardian has got to save the day, but he cannot be the hero that FaZe needs. It's Olaf left alone, and on the edge of the smoke, Exist is keeping eye. Even when this fades, Exist should find this shot every day of the week, but Olaf gives away his position. That's going to make matters worse, and he cannot escape. Twist punishing him as he exits through the library. 5-4 here for Fnatic. Again, this is pretty close, Harry. Like, the last 3 rounds prior to that were phases, but at the end of the day, 5 rounds T-side is a good start. Especially when FaZe's money is like this. I mean, Guardian and Karrigan can buy, that's it. So FaZe have to eco. They have to spread the money.
Then you kind of think, you know, we haven't actually seen all too many rifle rounds.
Sorry, just about in. Right before that cut, Karrigan bought an AWP. So
Okay.
I don't know what they're doing here, but they bought an AWP and they only have enough money now for 2 rifles.
Yeah. You know, I can understand why you're putting a lot of faith in one man if you throw that over to Guardian, but he's certainly showing that he's worth the investment right now. For me, you know, curious to see what FaZe do about this situation over towards Banana. We've seen Fnatic pressuring there early on. The one round that kind of changed things up for FaZe is when they tried going aggressive down through Banana. It looks like they might try that once again. 3 players here at this B bomb site. Going to go ahead and wait out that early utility at least that gets thrown in by Fnatic. Guardian going to try and take the peek down into mid in the meantime. Does spot JW, but he doesn't want to go back out into the open. Doesn't want to try and take that fight again once he misses his opportunity.
I actually really like this round from FaZe as well, right? You've put one of your rifles on the B bomb site, put one on the A site, you've triple stacked B. And now that Fnatic have seen that AWP on the A site, they're going to kind of be thinking, okay, they don't have a lot of weaponry, right? They've got mainly pistols, but they've got an AWP on A, so let's try and avoid that. And as a result, they might walk into this stack, but Olaf re-peeks after the smoke blooms, and Twist, there's a tiny little gap there that he can exploit for that kill. Rain's got to be equally careful because JW's on the other side looking to do the exact same. Re-smoke will come through, and this time no gaps, no mistakes from FaZe. They are down a man still, Harry. They've got a big job ahead of them.
Yeah, but let's not forget, we also saw FaZe win around early on with just USPs, so really anything is possible at this point. But it is going to be a tall order, there's no denying that fact. Guardian is here inside of this A bomb site with the AWP, and he's about to get tested. As this push looks to come on in, FaZe have taken the gamble and rotated everyone except him over into this B bomb site. So Guardian, they spot him with the AWP. They start to push on into him and Exist drops him at the first hurdle. That there is FaZe locked out of this round. They're going to have to back away and save Fnatic, picking up a 6th here on their T side.
It's just a misread from FaZe, right? We see that early pressure on B. Fnatic, they get a kill through the smoke. They force Rain to, Nico to play. Oh no, it was Rain to play close to the smoke and use all his utility. And FaZe are thinking, okay, we've used all our nades. Fnatic are here. They've got to pick. Chances are they're going to push B. And as a result, we see Nico rotate off A at the perfect time for Fnatic to push. Then obviously Guardian misses his only shot that he's going to get, and as a result, Fnatic run over the bomb site. They're even on the hunt just to get rid of every single bit of weaponry here from FaZe, and they are not being able to save it. Nice trade from Karrigan, but it won't be enough. 6-4 here for Fnatic, and FaZe are still broken. They've got one more eco to go with. That's why they were saving, because it's not like you can buy here anyway, but it's not like you can win the previous round, so you may as well give it another go. And as a result, they've only got a pistol, an armor on Rain, Karrigan on a rifle, and that will be it.
Yeah, this is where that rather risky force in the previous round comes back to punish them.
I mean, I still think it was the best they can do with that situation, right? If they eco that anyway, it's still one eco, and then you're buying up, and by that point, you've given Fnatic a lot of money and a lot of room, and already a lot of rounds. So I don't think the force in the previous round was the problem. It was just the situation they were in. Like, they made the best of a bad situation.
This round at least looks to be a lot faster from Fnatic. They've already found themselves a healthy man advantage by picking up 3. Nico only here with the USP. Don't fancy his odds too highly. And just Carrigan left up. He would love to once again hold on to this M4. The only issue is Fnatic now with 5 players up. And Twist still over here toward this B bomb site. They are going to go hunting for him. That's the one issue. You know, a lot of pressure on not making noise. You notice he's kind of really watching his step there, and then that leads to him taking his crosshair off the angle even for a second. Twist picks it up 7-4. Here's the buy from FaZe, and no AWP going to be out for Guardian this time around.
And while Guardian's having a great game, I mean, equally, Twist is on fire. 14 kills on him, 5 deaths. He is the top performer right now for Fnatic by a good margin, so exciting to see. Twist and Brolin have been having some good games today. And we're going to see a lot of Fnatic here over on the A stream as well, Harry, because later in the day we will be seeing Fnatic take on G2, as far as I'm aware, and we'll be covering that one as well. So that'll be actually our second series of the night. Definitely keep your eyes open on that. But for now, Fnatic, they haven't done with this opponent just yet, but they've got a very strong T half to start. Carrigan's close, and Olofmeister the same story as well. They dive through the smoke to their own death. JW still here with the AWP, but this actually exists to shoot through the smoke and catch Carrigan out.
Yeah, but that bomb's still over here towards A. Crims picking up Guardian. JW in the meantime going to go ahead and deal with the only man at this B bomb site. So actually Nico and Rain both here, both stacked up over towards middle, are going to have Fnatic nearby. There's still 50 seconds left. There's time for the Swedes to just grab that bomb and head into towards that locked down B bomb site. But they don't know this, so they have to play for the right sort of information. And now we're going to see these rotations away. Everyone leaving, and if you're Nico and Rain, you heard the footsteps, you know, that's kind of going to be signal enough. They try and catch off Rain as he rotates. If they did, that would have been the, if they caught out Brolin, that would have been the bomb dropped as well. But unfortunately, he's able to win that fight. So Fnatic moving on to an 8th round here as Nico will just look to try and hold on to this M4.
That's just been this game, hasn't it? Attempted saves. And I say attempted because most of the time Fnatic just chase them down. 8 rounds on this T side. And again, we've seen a lot more T-sided matches, but with the previous map of this game in our head of Mirage, where Fnatic had a storming CT side as well, certainly doesn't bode well for FaZe Clan. So Nico, he's getting encroached on by both Crims and JW, and even if he gets 1 kill, surely there's a trade there. And there it is, JW right behind. A little bit of a crouch on Nico. A respect crouch, they call it, I think, in the Overwatch League. They call it sandbagging in the Overwatch League, which kind of makes me laugh.
Is that actually what they call it?
Yeah, it makes me... Yeah. Yeah, your face is speaking a million words.
Yeah, well, you know, that's fine. Why not? But speaking of another game on PC, here is FaZe over here playing some Inferno, Hugo.
Neither of those are games.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Look at this. Crims falls to the CZ. You just love to see it. That gun.
Oh, that's a nice nade from JW. What he does there is he throws that nade to try and knock the gun back into middle. Not to necessarily even do damage, just to make sure that Crims' rifle isn't retrieved. Unfortunately, it's not enough, Harry, because Rain's picked it up. And Fnatic, they tried to bypass this by just charging into the B-bomb site. That has gone very, very well. Olofmeister still sits here, but with no flashbang to get him through this smoke, he's got to try and cut off the bomb alone, and that's easier said than done.
Oh, he's going to get hit by that nade, and actually on the back of it, he goes charging on through. He was able to pick up JW. somehow still alive. So he's been a real slippery Swede for the Fnatic boys to try and contend with. Twist. Oh, there's a lot of shots going on, and Rain gonna quickly chain together too. Exist now trying to get this back in control of Fnatic, leaves himself in the 1v1 versus Olaf, and Exist gonna go ahead and find him. Fnatic locking in their 9th round there. But that was, for the most part, the eco from FaZe Clan. And he had that one rifle carried forward. So now the buy are going to be coming back on in. The AWP out. Double AWP setup, actually, between Guardian and Olaf. I would just like to see them have one of the AWPs over here toward Banana, just locking it down. That's going to be the purpose of Olaf with his in this position.
But again, we've just not seen any aggression from FaZe. We've not seen any kind of typical FaZe CT banana control where they push, you know, player down to try and get that smoke into position to cut off Fnatic taking control, set up an AWP solo, for example. I mean, they haven't had utility a lot of these rounds, but even now when they've got 3 players on full sets of nades, FaZe, I understand why they don't want to use it all in the first 20 seconds, but you're just giving Fnatic so much room, and that's why we've seen all these miss rotates from FaZe, right, and stacking the wrong bomb sites, is because you just don't have any info. Now Olaf misses a shot, they give up Banana, and Fnatic have this part of the map probably until the end of the round. Even if they go back towards A, FaZe are always going to be questioning. Like, at any point, they could just dive into this B bomb site. Nice nades actually do more damage to the T side from FaZe. But yeah, this is just such a problem, because now FaZe have set up with this really passive setup. Fnatic give up Banana, but FaZe don't know that, and they don't want to retake control of this portion of the map. So it's just Fnatic, like, if they get 3 kills here on A, the round's done. FaZe can't retake because they're so committed towards back B rather than actually, you know, being on a mid flank, for example. That would be enabled if they had utility and actually played around this aggression.
Yeah, FaZe certainly look uncomfortable right now. Guardian, we really need to see him have an absolutely unreal performance, similar to what we saw in the pistol round from this position, only he's going to fall at the first hurdle. So Rain down in the pit. Manages one, but now, as you say, Hugo, the other 2 locked out of this. It's going to be a 10th round for Fnatic as the bomb goes down. And I mean, yeah, I agree. You know, you think about the one round that FaZe win, it was the round they go aggressive down Banana. They know Fnatic are there using that early utility. That's something that's been key to them, you know, keeping them from going too aggressive. But you imagine with Olaf there on the AWP, you know, maybe he could have looked to try and hang around a bit. Maybe we could have seen him and Garrigan play off one another. Even then, maybe Banana isn't the answer. Maybe you try going aggressive up in the apartments. You have Nico, Rain, and Guardian over towards that A bomb site. You know, just 3 unreal names to have together. And, you know, I mean, you even kind of think back to the few rounds prior where Nico is over in the apartments with the USP. He almost gets that kill there, right? Like, he's doing all right. He could be taking these fights, maybe.
And again, a player who's still top of the scoreboard for his team, but Guardian, for the last 3 rounds, he's had an AWP. He's not gotten a kill with it. So that's always a worrying factor. He's been sat on 13 kills for quite a while now.
Yeah, he almost certainly has. And that's the thing with FaZe. It feels like a team going through an identity crisis, right? Like, they just don't believe in themselves. They don't play that FaZe brand of CS at the, you know, at the minute is what it feels like.
I just think they're cooler.
Wow.
That's what it looks like.
Now, it is a scary time of change within this FaZe roster. But here's Guardian breaking his vow of silence as he chimes in with an early kill on a JW. And this is the first time in a very long time we've seen FaZe start around with a man advantage.
Can they do anything with it is the question. Double pit set up here for FaZe. Fnatic deep in the apartments, and with the bomb still in Banana, undecided on where they want to commit. They're still defaulting, still trying to work out where FaZe are set up. Trying to get rid of some utility here to make their job a little bit easier. That's why you won't see Fnatic using any of theirs. They're saving it for the execute, which I imagine will be back towards A. That's why we have a bit of a B creep early on. Keep FaZe honest. Keep them in this passive setup, but that's not necessarily a problem when you've got a man advantage. The only real problem is the fact the Guardians now left the A bomb site, opening up a massive loop for Fnatic. Guardians just holding on to the CT wrap instead. And this bomb's still up on B. There's 35 seconds left. Fnatic have got to make a decision right now, and they will. Exist begins to rotate back onto middle. Still pressure being put up on B by Twist. And he'll do a bit of damage to Olaf with some nades as well, as Fnatic set up for this A play.
Edging on forward, they have to try and get past Nico and Raid between these two pit positions. Raid. Oh, never mind. This is ridiculously fast from the FaZe boys.
And look at the confidence. Look at the change in approach that round, right? When we hit about 30 seconds, we just saw Olofmeister run down Banana, like just crazy. Runs down Banana, gets all this info, and even though it doesn't make too much of a difference in terms of him getting kills, FaZe are ready. They know it's an A play. Banana's clear with 20 seconds left. It has to be A, and Fnatic are just walking into their own deaths, walking into a crossfire. So it's just like, it's this confident play that we want to see from FaZe. It's them taking map control and not being fearful against Fnatic that can win them this game. But 5 rounds on their CT side, Harry, is it possible? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it very much still is possible for FaZe to get back into this. What do you think about FaZe and Inferno? They absolutely love an overtime here on this map.
Or hate it.
Yeah, I guess it's more hate. But
well, they were 15-11 up, so they definitely could have won.
Yeah,
that.
we don't mention that. But there's no denying it as well. Fnatic, they've looked good. You know, we're speaking about FaZe being the ones giving this game away. Maybe it's also, you know, we could acknowledge that Fnatic, they've been playing very, very well thus far. Of course, Brolin having an absolutely fantastic debut back on Mirage. Not as strong a performance here on Inferno, but I think that's to be expected when you're adding someone new into the squad.
And it doesn't really matter anyway. It's 10-5 up. Twist is on like 17 kills. Crims is right behind him as well. I mean, like we are having everything aligned for Fnatic. Some really nice mid-round calls and rotations, and just keeping, like, again, it's you can look at it from both perspectives. We're saying, okay, FaZe are playing passive, FaZe is playing scared, but Fnatic are conditioning them to play this way. Fnatic are, you know, being nuisances by taking this top banana and keeping FaZe back, and if FaZe try and regain control of the map, they get punished, etc. So yeah, it's down to Fnatic playing this game very, very well so far, but also FaZe not maybe reaching their full potential. But this is where things could change, Harry. We're on the T side for FaZe. This is their bread and butter as we head into the pistol round.
Guardian gonna spot these players aggressing down through Banana. Right, in the meantime, flash round. Not long, and here's these footsteps down towards CT. This is an odd place for a fight to start. Rain finds a quick double, and Brolin left to try and hold his own, but he is going to get toppled. Just Exist and Crim's left up. This has not been your conventional pistol round, that is for sure. Ooh, my goodness, Exist does delete Guardians. There's still a chance here for Fnatic. 2 on 3. Actually going to become, you know, are they going to try and go for this? Or do you maybe just keep the armor, the kit? There's definitely a temptation there, what with the new economy changes as well. And yeah, that looks to be the case. They're not really going for this. Oh, yeah, they are. They're throwing that nade. They're going to try and make something happen. Time is very far gone now. No, even with that kit on Exist, they're going to be hard pressed to flush these players out inside of this bomb site. Carrigan picking up Exist, and Rain dropping Crims. That's going to be FaZe 6-10. You go. Yeah. Win the pistol.
There we go. That's all they need to start off this comeback. Rain with three kills in that pistol round as well. Always nice to see. Actually, him and Guardian the only... Oh, actually, Olaf up on 12 kills as well. And that's the thing. FaZe are getting kills. They're just not getting rounds. Fnatic, full eco, 1 flashbang. And it's an A stack here. The reason we got a flashbang is Exist is going to pop that into middle. Try and set up Fnatic with some aggression. Odds now equaled up, and yeah, I'd say, yeah, reasonable. It's not like FaZe can't win this game at all. Bit of a slow start to it, but they can come back into their own. I would definitely say there's good chance here for Fnatic to find the, again, I'm going to say upset, but that's, you know, it's online, so it's kind of hard to tell right now with how FaZe are. Flash into middle, Rain's going to be forced off, but no one's here for FaZe, so Fnatic don't have any kills come through. Ooh.
Ooh. There we go. Rain going to get rid of Brolin. This is a 7th round on the board for FaZe. Fnatic playing what we've kind of seen to be the newer meta here, which is just taking the full eco in this 2nd round. So it should be a round that FaZe take very, very cleanly. And well, indeed, 7-10. But now the buy comes in for the Swedes.
I think we're going to see a lot more teams focus on actually trying to win these full ecos, or not even necessarily win, but get more damage. And you know, instead of just going, okay, it's full eco, just, you know, do your thing, whatever. We're going to have teams really focusing on the importance of winning that second round, even if you lose pistol, and even if you don't buy. And that's cool. I want to see more stacks. We're seeing a lot of 5-man like boost setups where you can peak a 5v1 and win a quick gunfight and stuff like that. So hopefully we're going to have more teams approach these second rounds with a bit of a better plan. And Fnatic, this is kind of what they did on Mirage as well. They've gone for that first rifle round. They've put the preference, surprisingly enough, on the guns and not the utility. They did the same on Mirage, but on a map where you need the utility, this is an interesting call from Fnatic. But hey, if they win their gunfights, that's so good, because it means they don't have to play bonus round, they don't have to rebuy, they don't have to go up against rifles when they're on SMGs.
Ooh. Crims has been spotted down here towards CT. And yeah, this is going to be a good chance for the kind of worked example of what we were building into in the first pistol round, right? Which was, you know, if you recall, FaZe just won it with USPs. Kind of didn't allow us to have the same economic discussion. Now FaZe setting up all their utility over here toward this B-bomb site. And like, you can already see now, this is where the problem starts to arise. Brolin still has a smoke over toward A. Flash as well, but that's it. So if this bomb gets into the bomb site, you're pretty much writing this round off if you are Fnatic. You need to see Twist. And Crims have a good showing now as this push comes on in. JW starting to rotate round as well. 20 seconds left on the clock, and now this push comes through for FaZe. Time ticking down, they have to be fast, and Twist gonna get burnt down to a crisp, forced out of the open. Both players fall instantly. And Rain even lurking in the back line. This should be this round, all said and done, and indeed it is. So that's sort of the limitations, rather, of going for this early buy, having rifles across the board. You know, right? You think, what, one in Sindri there if you're Fnatic could have just decided the outcome of that round almost?
Or even a couple of smokes, right? FaZe was so methodical on that bomb site in getting both mollies down on the pillar and on the dark box, knowing that, not the dark box, sorry, the new box, knowing that, again, Fnatic are running this passive setup. They wouldn't have an AWP, they weren't playing Coffin, FaZe were pretty pushed up there, so getting the full Molotov spread and Fnatic having no nades to deny it, because it is, of course, that first CT buy round. No smoke to extinguish the flames. And Fnatic saving 2 guns as FaZe upgrade those SMGs, 2 rifles as well, 2 M4s, 3 M4s. Bloody hell. FaZe are on the CT side right now, Harry.
Yeah, and that's one of the problems, right, with that early buy. That's why I was saying, you know, what I would love to see teams do on the CT side is, you know, especially if you're up 10-5, is, you know, just don't be afraid to let it go 10-8 before you see your first buy come on in. That's sort of the argument I was making early on. Because now you see, you know, there was no utility in that round. There's even less here. Now you effectively allow like a 10-9 scoreline before you get that proper buy.
As you said earlier, that allows you to actually invest somewhat on the second round, right? Which currently no one has done at all. No one has been buying second round in Pro League at all. After losing pistol, obviously if we win pistol, very different case. Yeah,
I'm curious to see how that evolves. Also, quick B stream update. Given that this should just be a spanking of a round from FaZe, maybe the rifles get something done. But G2 just bested Nip on Inferno, 16-5.
Ouch.
So that's 2 pretty brutal defeats this evening for NIP. But the Swedes that we have in the server right now, they're up 10-8, and they already secured that previous map versus FaZe over on Mirage. Well, one Swedish team loses out, another will be having a good time this evening. Just this standoff, this deadlock over here toward the top of mid, and now this dropping Olaf down towards Banana. Mitchell's going to be given a chance to get into the action. There's JW with one of his own.
Oh, that's a goosh for a wall onto Crims. 1 bullet with 54 damage. Roland's still here in the pit as well. That Molotov gets extinguished by the flames. If he can stay alive, he can win this round. 25 seconds on the clock. His team falling like flies, and it's all down to Rain as he swoops in. 3 kills on the man himself. Exist is all that remains, and he's got 2 points of health. So, good luck. Guardian's about to win this fight, and there it is. FaZe Clan, 9 rounds on this T side. This is why the odds were not so favoured for Fnatic after the first half, despite their 10-round T side lead. You cannot count FaZe out, especially not on this T side. And so far, they are flawless.
Yeah, important caveat to put by that, though, is this is now really the first full buy we see from the Fnatic side. JW going to be bringing that AWP out. Rifles for everyone else, all the utility they could possibly need. Diffuse kit on Exist and Brolin. And now we get to see how Fnatic are going to look to try and orchestrate themselves here in this CT side half. And this is where, you know, FaZe picked this up, and this is where I start to believe in this FaZe clan victory. Flashing on over to Banana, trying to take the fight to Crims, and indeed they do, but Twist and Exist answer back. Some damage to their own. JW are going to chime in down through middle as he plucks Rain from the front line of FaZe, and now it is just going to be Karrigan and Guardian left up. Guardian toppled as JW makes this almost like easy. Leaves all the pressure onto one man, the AWPer for FaZe.
And great triple play there on the B site for Fnatic, right? We have FaZe or Guardian flash his teammate into Banana, and while they get the first kill, while that should be FaZe winning Banana instantly, there's 2 more players for Fnatic to shut down the rest of the team. So the trade is in, and even more damage from these Swedes. Now we have a lone player on the FaZe side. He's going to be falling as well. Guardian's gone, and double AWP is picked up for Fnatic. This is getting dangerous now. 11-9. Finally, Fnatic will win a CT round. And what a round to win as well. Getting 2 AWPs, keeping a lot of guns going forward. Yes, FaZe can continue to buy up, but this has to be a reset for FaZe. Otherwise, this could get out of control. Because if Fnatic win this round, the question gets called into... Or the money question gets called in for FaZe, right? You've got 2 players with enough money, but no one else. So, nice start, at least Guardian. Coming back into his own up on top of Banana this round. He does drop Twist.
Yeah, but look at this, and Fnatic very willing to try something. I was going to say new. This is, yeah, we've seen this done a few times. But Brolin peeking on into the apartments on the head of Exist right now. He does not see that one coming, and he's going to get blindsided by it. Great nade onto Karrigan as well. Very unfortunate if you are Karrigan, but
luckily most of us aren't.
Yeah.
You're right there, Harry.
Oh, good. FaZe setting up outside of this B-bomb site. And let me tell you, Karrigan not really off to game of a lifetime. Currently sitting bottom of the board with 3 kills. And it's a real shame. You know, one of my favorite moments I ever got to cast was a highlight of his on this map at IEM Sydney. So, yeah, for me, there's a lot of nostalgia around him on Inferno. I would love for this guy to start to get back into this game. That's what FaZe need right now, is what it feels like. It does feel a bit like a 4v5 at this point in time.
They need this B-bomb site, Harry, because with 25 seconds on the clock, FaZe have got to go for this. Luckily enough, it's only Crims here on the defense, and he's got no utility to stop this as well. He's probably going to give it up, but Crims is looking to become a playmaker this round. FaZe have been so good with the Molotov zone. Look at this blanket over the bomb site. It's so lit. And FaZe are going to get complete control of it within seconds. Quick trade from Nico. Bomb going down. This orb cannot stop it from JW. Oh my God.
Goodness. Well, JW, he's found one that doesn't need the scope. He's even going to go ahead and tag down Guardian. JW springing into action. Been a while since we've seen him roll back the years to some of those AWP highlights that we used to expect, but now he's got to deliver as Karrigan picks up a quick double. JW's hopping around. A lot to do. Takes that fight v Guardian, and Guardian's going to win it. W might try and be flashy, but Guardian is just the tried and tested AWPer there as he holds down the angle.
And you caught it as well. Big round needed from Karrigan. He finds both kills peeking into the CT spawn. That's a really nice play from FaZe and the man disadvantage on the site. They don't sit around and allow Fnatic to set up for the retake. Karrigan peeks aggressively. Guardian watches his angle as well. And FaZe go for the kills in the post plant there, which actually works out so well because Fnatic were just not ready for that kind of aggression. So, really good round from both Guardian and Karrigan, despite JW's best efforts. Olaf. Oh, does he spot this? No, Twist is just over the top, and he's landing behind. They could easily cut this down once that smoke fades, and they have no idea that Olaf is so close. I think he's realized, but not going to be able to get away with a kill there. Crims escapes. But hey, at least FaZe are given Banana. And again, up against pistols, this round isn't too much of a fear. Although we did have FaZe win a full eco before, so... Again, everything's possible.
Everything's possible, and anything is possible, Hugo.
the same thing.
Yes, indeed. But sometimes you got to say it twice to really reiterate the point.
Okay.
They have control of the top of mid, though, to FaZe. The only issue is, Fnatic, they've got 5 players here. And for those of you who know numbers, there's lots of them right now.
But not lots of time. 30 seconds left, and FaZe have got to go. At this point, looking committed to fight up against the stack, and Fnatic aren't showing too many numbers, which is going to be a bit of confirmation bias for FaZe walking into this full setup. Crims is here on long, and I think FaZe have realized, but it won't be a worry with 3 frags coming out instantly. Brolin defending from this boost up on the pit. JW's all that's alive, and he does drop the bomb, but there'll be no more coming from that. Rain is ready with a trade, and FaZe, they find the round with 3 surviving. So good round from them, 11-11. This is where we are back into the buys, though, for Fnatic, and this has been a sick T-side from FaZe.
Yeah, it almost certainly has. I mean, what a road to recovery and redemption it's been for these guys. You know, starting to move back up that scoreboard, starting to see themselves in a more positive light and play their own game, it feels like. You know, very, very comfortable here on their T side. We've seen so many of these rounds as well go down to the last 7-8 seconds. You know, that's like a you're very comfortable in your ability to walk into a bomb site at that point. If that's how much time you're leaving, you know, this isn't like a disorganized rumble towards the finish line here from FaZe. They're very orchestrated, very prepared in everything that they're doing, and almost looking like a different team. Fnatic now the ones trying to claw themselves back into this, and Brolin gonna get ousted down in the pit. He's been dealt with by Olaf as that's the round. Fnatic already backing away. FaZe gonna keep 5 alive as well.
And when you're saving in this situation, it's just an ode to how bad this half has been going for Fnatic, right? It's the realization of, oh, guys, like, I know it's only a 4v5, but we have to save. We have to have this money, because right now, we just got reset 3 rounds ago. We're about to be pushed down to an eco if we lose this one, because FaZe only have, Fnatic only have 3 round loss bonus, and yeah, things are getting very, very not careful, but things need to be careful for Fnatic going forward.
And this was, you know, my worry heading into this, right? Because you look at FaZe, and you do have, you know, you always had Rain, Guardian, and Olaf playing well, even if you think back to Mirage. It took Guardian a bit of a while to get into it, but he still started to do well. So you have those 3 guys, just have that now ability to go and open up these bomb sites on the T side, right? They can set the pace, they can find you your openers. But then likewise, over on the side of Fnatic, you know, you have that big kind of X factor of having the new guy in the squad, right? Brolin. You know, it's like, where do you slot him? The CT side's going to be affected. You know, he's been playing down towards pit, and I haven't really seen too much memorable come out from his position there. And yeah, maybe as a result, I'm moving Brolin to a position he wanted to play, and maybe didn't want to play. You know, you've made someone else uncomfortable elsewhere. So certainly, if there ever were going to be cracks in a side for Fnatic, it would have been this CT side, and maybe those are starting to show a little bit now. And likewise, FaZe have really kind of turned up the tempo, turned up the heat. Fnatic had been allowed to kind of go lukewarm themselves towards the end of this first half. But now they've both been bunged in the microwave, and FaZe are looking great.
JW just waiting for this boiler peak, but it won't come through. Fnatic more than aware of the possibility. Oh, there's a flash through the smoke. Crims has gone aggressive. He doesn't check his backline. He's not going to see it. And Olaf will go back in for a little bit more. That's perfect from Olaf. Will he even stay alive? Yes! Not just staying alive, but dropping twists as well on this B bomb site. Look at that rotation on the map now. FaZe are bringing everyone back towards B because they don't expect a stack here. That was just a big mistake from Fnatic. Smoke down on the coffin as well, cuts off any rotation, and again, another round, Harry, where FaZe was set up for an A play. They get B for free, and Fnatic have to save. It's done. 13 rounds.
Yeah, they're trying to save it. Carrigan lurking over here in the apartments looks to throw all of that into question anyway. I mean, like someone doing a keto diet badly. There's been a few mistakes right now for the Fnatic guys. FaZe have been keen to exploit on them as well, Hugo. They're going to be hunting down everyone here trying to save. Oh, yikes. That's a 13th round for FaZe, and they're going to be feeling fantastic and fresh on the back of it, because Fnatic now, with very little money to work with, if they kept those 3 rifles, you know, you can still get a buy-in here. You can still juggle it around so that you're looking pretty good. Now they've got nothing. It's back to the drawing board. It's back to the harsh reality that is this reset that's come on in for the Swedes. FaZe are poised and ready to secure a 14th round.
And what's positive as well for FaZe is the one player that's been bringing them back in the second half has been Olaf. He was, you know, mediocrely quiet, 3rd on the board in that first half, not really stepping up. This second half, he has just been lights out. 21 frags on the Swede, up against the Swedes. And right now, FaZe are bordering a victory on Inferno. With pistols in their faces, Crim looks to take off one, but Guardian jumping takes him down with the AWP. That's a good start. Bit of damage has gone the way of FaZe, but it's nothing too consequential because they've got this man advantage. They've got little up to fight against. Bomb going back as well. FaZe is throwing some smokes towards this B site to try and sell some sort of a fake, but not really a fake for Olaf. He's as far committed to the site as can be. JW does trade in through the edge of the smoke, but he's just going to run on back. Go back towards that A-bomb site. But in fact, FaZe are committing to B, it seems. They re-smoke CT spawn. They found a 1-for-1. They realize the Fnatic probably haven't stacked this bomb site because they only saw JW. And they're just going to go for the straight-up execute. I mean, JW read that well because FaZe were poised for an A attack, but they changed their mind last second and, well, JW won't be ready for that.
Fnatic going to try and peek on in here at the end, try and make something happen in this round, but that smoke raining into CT should seal their fate, really, and you can see they're not too keen on going any further forward. Maybe looking to try and keep the FaZe boys inside of this bomb site so that they do sustain some more economic damage, but not really going to matter too much being over on that T side. The bank that they've built up, they're very much in the driving seat here. Make absolutely no mistake about that. 14-11, FaZe Clan. An absolutely phenomenal T side. They've dropped 1 round thus far to the Swedes. I mean, it was a 5-10 half in favor of Fnatic. 14-11 with FaZe just 1 round away from match point here.
Considering the fact that the previous map they got smacked on, I think they're going to be pretty happy with this. A 1-1 split is definitely not a bad start to the day for FaZe, but let's see if they can go the full distance, because the AWP is back out. We've got 4 M4s on Fnatic. Early couple of mollies going up towards mid, and Banana going to keep Fnatic from taking any control this round, because FaZe know they have the utility. Fnatic, if they wanted to go for a deep B play, they certainly could. So FaZe trying to deny any possibility of that, and they're just going to speed up the pace. This means Fnatic have so many nades for this execute, but FaZe are going so quickly. Molotov holds them off, and they've got to be worrying about their CT spawn. Nico cuts off the library with his own Molotov going down, and FaZe begin to wrap this A site. They're focused on the site where JW sits, but there's also a couple of players in the pit. Guardian has dropped both with the assistance from Olaf as well. Exist is all that stands, and he's going to have to go nuclear, but there's 2.
He very much overstays his welcome and manages to get a decent job done. Now leaves all the pressure onto Crims. This is not an easy feat by any stretch of the imagination. Nico and Guardian left to overcome. He tags up Guardian, but Guardian's in with the reply. Guardian hits twice as hard, so that's FaZe 15-11 match point and a reset into the last round here for Fnatic. They try to put together whatever they can. Mag 7 for JW, going to be rifles on Exist and Twist. Brolin in with the FAMAS, but it's less than ideal, to say the very least. I do like the emphasis on utility though. You see Crims sacrificing that firepower, favouring the full belt of utility. Twist tries to open up, but Guardian's already there to shut him down. Whoa, don't like that from Crips because he tries to trade, but now he's also dropped that all that utility he once had. That's the one downside to him going down, and he was the man with the full belt for Fnatic. So just Exist and Brolin left. They're clutching at straws. They're trying to claw their way back into this round, but it's a 2v3 from the new boy on Fnatic, and his leader is going to be required here.
And here comes a B execute again. When you're in a 2-on-3 like this, with only exist on 5 HP on that B bomb site, he's already been cut off by the smoke. We saw Crims push through one of these earlier to try and save Fnatic's day, but there's the Molotovs that FaZe have been using so well on this site before. Rain, I think he might have spotted him there retreating through the smoke. He's got his eyes on this CT spawn. This bomb can go down now from FaZe, and even with more utility to keep these CTs out from retaking, Karrigan just going to get aggressive. And, oh, the smoke is fading, but he won't find the kill. Brolin's dropped him. There's a chance here for Fnatic, a very slim chance, but they've got to grasp it with both hands.
Yes, indeed. Rain over here towards the back of this bomb site. They know where he is, but they have nothing to flush him out, and that's going to be the real issue here. No way of forcing these engagements out from FaZe. And as they start to walk on in, Nico and Rain with this crossfire, they're going to slam down the gauntlet. It's Nico to end it. FaZe will be closing out this map 16-11 here on Inferno.
And what a way to bring it back after obviously getting a pretty unfortunate first map for them, where Fnatic were looking fantastic. And even though the first half of Fnatic on Inferno here was pretty damn good, it was not good enough, Harry. And we will see FaZe move forward, splitting that series 1-1. However, that is us done for now. We're going to have that broken down by the boys in blue, or at least Tracer's in blue, Chad's in green, but very stylish either way.
Not real sure what Chad is in. I think it's some sort of camouflage technique.
But you can see me?
New technology. No, now I can. You turned. You looked at me.
Sorry.
But anyway, yes, we do see the likes of FaZe picking up and splitting maps here tonight, which was not really how you would have expected it to go, given the results of the first map, which was a Starch 16-5.
Yeah, Fnatic came out of the gates hot in map 1 and even carried that through to the first half of the second map of Inferno, right? If you watched that first half and you tuned out, I actually wouldn't blame you, because it just felt like they were going to take that one. You had the ace from Twist on the pistol round. That was a fantastic little bit of mechanical skill there. The youngster, well, he's not young anymore. I guess the new boy showing us what he's got, and the 1-on-3 from Exist. So an old dog getting it done as well for the Fnatic rush in the first half.
You're going to talk about an old dog and new tricks, which is exactly what we're lining you up for here, Chad. I feel like you've got something prepared, like that you really want to go over here.
I do have a clip, and this is from the first half. Now, basically, I want to talk about mid-round reactions here. We're going to load this bad boy up, and while it's paused, I want to run you through a couple of things. You can see right here that there isn't a lot of utility on the side of FaZe Clan. They're only dealing with some smoke grenades. They don't really have any Molotovs to go for full banana control. What's happened is Guardian has actually come over here towards the top of banana. He's going to have thrown a smoke for the boys, which is going to land towards the broken wall. The guys from Fnatic, as we start playing this clip out, are going to use HEs towards the top of banana. They're going to be nading towards the top of the, I guess, the old car position and sandbag. Not much damage is going to be done, and behind this smoke, the Guardian's thrown, Olaf and Karrigan going to push out for some territory. Now, this is what you're going to see happen, that you're going to be like, okay, Chad, how come they don't accelerate this? And this is the good decision-making, which I want to point out from teams. Eventually, the hit's going to come in, they're going to push through the smoke, and they're going to trade out. So as you can see this happening, it's very difficult. They're in limbo right now. It's hard for FaZe to fight for banana control without those Molotovs. They push through, they get the opening, but this little missed smoke that's come on in from the guys on FaZe leaves an opening. With that opening, these kills fall in the favor of Fnatic. So this is where the round starts to get interesting, Trace. This is where I want to talk about mid-round decision-making. They found 2 big kills here. Now they haven't just rushed on a B. Let's just pause this quickly. This is a long clip, so you're going to have to bear with me. You can see right here the B bomb site is completely open, but right now the bomb is postured back here towards secondary middle, and there's 2 players pushed all the way up. They can hear rotations. This is really good play. They're not pushing and rushing into a bomb site and trading with, you know, a number disadvantage. They're waiting to see where the CTs are, and they're playing for information. Now let's keep playing this clip out. There's lots of different moves, Trace, on Inferno that you can go for information. The one that the guys from FaZe are going to opt to do is Nico, who will be back in the pit position, is going to flash towards middle so his teammate can go for info. Now, when you do that, you actually can make a decision. And what I want to point out is, once again, Fnatic waiting in these positions for any aggression to come in. They're ready. They know that this solution... Exactly. Yeah. You know, they know that they have to make a play. They know that FaZe have to take a risk. You're about to see that risk come in here. This is the play. This is good by FaZe. They're playing as a team. Flash comes over. Brolin is ready because these guys know that a push has to come in any moment. Now they go to the B-bomb site, they win the round. That's the end of the clip. Simple decision, mid-round Counter-Strike. That's all it's about.
And it all can pivot and turn around on its head right there. In fact, Chad, anything else that sticks out to you in terms of how FaZe were able to turn this one around overall, though?
I just think if you want to watch a team who's very good at grinding, they don't have any crazy strategies, but they have the basics. Everybody knows how to throw the right Molotovs and smokes, so no matter what kind of mid-round pans out, they can always have some form of an execute. That's one thing that FaZe Clan is definitely good at. And this is that ace I was talking about, Trace. That just saw the tail end of it there, but Twist with that USP, getting some big things done in the early stages of Inferno.
Big things done, that's right. 16-11 on the side of FaZe here on Inferno. We're a starch difference on Mirage, where it was 16-5 Fnatic. So we do see them splitting maps, but have no fear. Fnatic will have the chance to get some revenge later on. They do have another set of matches here against G2. We're going to see the likes of Cash and Dust 2 coming out on their side. But I think it's almost a little bit time for one of those B-Stream updates.
Wow. I just had a look.
Yeah.
Wow, oh, wow.
What you got?
Are you ready for this? The 2 opening matches tonight on the secondary stream, or the B stream, as it's affectionately known over here on the A stream from the A team, of course.
Yeah.
G2 absolutely shellacked the Ninjas in Pajamas 16-2, followed by a 16-5.
Now that is what I like to call a deep dish pizza.
Yeah, that's just like Chicago, man. That's where they specialize in, and that is where G2 will be, and the Ninjas in Pajamas will not.
That is a rough timeline.
That's not good.
The Ninjas in Pajamas having a tremendously slow start here, Chad.
I've just pulled the stats up as well. Kenny S, Body, and Shocks on the game of Inferno all went, almost. They all were plus 10 kill death ratio. They all absolutely. That's the 3 stars of that team that you need to show up. So, bloody hell, that's a shocks to the system.
A what, Chad?
A shocks to the system.
That was one of your great dad jokes yet again. Either way, give me some closing words in regard to at least now Fnatic having split maps. We do know they're going to go on and play 2 more here with us on the A stream, again with the A team and the El Capitan. Chad, give me some closing remarks on these matchups.
Splitting a series, getting 1-1, both teams getting points on the board. It's not too far out of the realms here for FaZe. You would have expected them to get 2-0. I think positive signs for Fnatic early. Already seeing good things out of Twist and Brolin with them integrating. This is going to be a long journey back if we want that Fnatic of old to return to the top teams in the world, Trey. So positive signs early. That's where I'm going to leave this one.
Okay, and it is early. In fact, we're almost at the halfway point. We're coming up on map 3 here for day number 6. It's going to be the likes of G2 taking on Fnatic as we go ever so deeper here to the ESL Pro League Season 8 Road to Odense. Make sure you're here with us when we come back, because we're going to cash.
Incendiary out.
Did I seriously get that dude in smoke?
Yo. Oh my.
Game, record, and stream without compromise. I'm Intel Core i7.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, The Road to Odense, Betway, MSI,